Good afternoon and welcome to the new New York. This is extraordinary to witness the results of true visionaries. People had a belief that this could be no longer an abandoned pier mocking future generations of a better past. Now we can say that our future is much brighter because of people who never gave up on this city. And I want to thank everyone involved, most recently, of course, those like Noreen, who've been on a long journey, long journey. I remember about a year ago, we walked through Little Island here, and that in itself is so incredibly positive at a time when we were coming through the pandemic and wondering, are we ever going to feel good about life again? Are we going to enjoy beauty in the simple things, a gathering place where there once was none? And you made me feel that yes, we can turn the corner. And then you pointed over here. You said, you're not going to believe what's happening in this space. So to Noreen and all your friends and allies as part of the Hudson River Park Trust, thank you for believing in our city and its potential to be even better. So let's give another round of applause to Noreen and all the people who've been involved. I do want to recognize our great mayor. He's here after going through a little bout that no one really noticed because he was on TV more than I was the last week. And I think all I heard was that the subway shooter thought that if he gets out of bed, he's in trouble. So he just said, I'm surrendering right now because he was going to run him down. But thank you for your leadership during tough times and allowing us again to remind New Yorkers, as much as we want to talk about the post-pandemic world, and I'd rather say post-pandemic world, the numbers are going up. So be smart. Get your vaccination, get boosted, and when you need to be around a lot of people and you're more comfortable doing this, then certainly wear a mask because our hospitalizations are not high yet, but I've also know that we had 90,000 people with this just a few months ago. So let's be smart. Let's just be smart. We don't want any shutdowns. We want life to be normal, but always be vigilant. So I had to put in that sort of commercial announcement right now, so reminded what we're going through. I do want to also say that there's no truth to the rumor that Pier 57 is named after the 57th governor. Okay, this has been around a little longer than I have. I just wanted you to notice that. Great to see my former colleague in Congress, Jerry Nadler, is here as well. I would know that I think Adriana Espaillat is here as well. Thank you for joining us if you're here. My great partners in state government, and what a team you have representing you in our state capitol, led by Senator Brad Hoylman, Assembly Member Dick Godfrey. I don't know if Deborah Glick's here or not, but of course our council member, who I've known a long time, Eric Boucher, I want to thank him as well. Hope Knight, the President and CEO of Empire State Development. Keep giving them money. Let's keep developing Hope. She's the one you want to have on speed dial. And of course, Scott Reckler. This is extraordinary. This is something your children's children will talk about, that you had a role to play in transforming the west side of New York once again. And I want to thank you for your leadership there as well. And of course, Google. And you'll talk about this. I'm not stealing your thunder, but we weren't known for tech or innovation 20 years ago. It took a company that said, you know what? West Coast is nice. I'm not going to say about the West Coast, but we're hearing that the action's really on the East Coast. And what's the capital of the East Coast and really the whole country? New York City. Okay. So thank you, Google, for seeing the potential that we didn't even know ourselves. By your leadership in coming here 2 decades ago, you paved the way for others to say, well, if it's good enough for Google, what are we waiting for? And that is the transformation that we've seen unfold before our eyes with this magnificent public space and a place for learning and people to be able to get safe and healthy environments for gathering and learning about STEM and all these other innovations, as well as people working here. I mean, you're going to have, 12,000 people working here. And when people say, yeah, I want to get out of my pajamas and go back to work, I want to sit here, like, then they know somebody works at Google. It's like, you're missing out on a good game here. I mean, this place is amazing. So that's the message the mayor and I are trying to get out to everybody. Don't miss the greatest comeback in the history of our state. It's going on right now. It's happening. So get some new work clothes, because you might have put on a couple COVID pounds. Hey, I'm guilty too, okay? And get back to work, come back here. The energy, the synergy created with these partnerships between the public and private sector and groups like the Hudson River Trust are extraordinary. You don't want to miss this. And I'll close by saying, over the weekend, I had to be alone up in Albany for complicated reasons. So I had a little time to watch some TV I hadn't missed. I started watching The Gilded Age, okay? And I thought about the people who shaped our future for 100 years, the leaders, the industrialists who built incredible places and really made a mark on the city. I'm here to announce that we've now entered the innovation age. We innovate not just jobs and businesses, we innovate spaces. So no longer will anyone in New York walk by a place like this, an abandoned pier that was just so decrepit, and say something magnificent can't happen there because we proved it can. So every place has the opportunity to be reborn to something magnificent and part of our future. That's why I'm so excited to be here today, despite the fact I have to run up and deal with major snowstorms hitting in April. But this is when you want to have a governor from Buffalo, okay? Got my shovel. It's under control, but I got to run a little bit earlier, but I will stick around to hear the speeches. But thank you, everybody. Thanks for being here today. This is really exciting. Thank you.
A very tough act to follow, but I think our mayor, Eric Adams, is up to the challenge.
I as well, I'm joined with my amazing team, Sheena Wright, Deputy Mayor Wright, and Deputy Mayor Maria Torres Springer. Just want to really, Google, thanks so much. You don't need a search engine to know we are the economic engine right here in this entire city. But and I just want to, in my brevity, there's something more significant about having a park. Young Woo and Scott, when my mother transitioned in April, I went down to Brooklyn Bridge Park. And I sat there next to the water, next to the grass, and just connected again to who we are as human beings. Sometimes we have so much brick and mortar that we forget that we're part of this universal connection. And when you enter a park, you don't see one plant or one flower. It's the cross-pollination that makes a park a beautiful place. That's the cross-pollination that the governor is talking about. Yes, it's good to sit in our unique garden of our own home and our own apartment, but that's not who we are. It's the cross-pollination of ideas, of spirits, of energies, of debate, of creativity. That's what's unique about this city. And Google understood that because no matter where else you go on the planet, no one has the power of diversity like New York City. Young people are coming here to learn from each other and to push the envelope of what can make us better. Not only to use the technology of a search engine, but use the technology allowing people to search within themselves to understand if we are going to be better people, we must be better human beings. And so I'm so happy this park and this ribbon cutting. I'm happy of across the street and drawing tourism here. But our goal and what we must accomplish is not only the tourists, not only the techies, but we have to enter part of the city that people have embraced the anti-Christopher Columbus theory, believing if they leave their corner, they're going to fall off the globe. We need to attract people from the other parts of this city and see what it is to be a Googleite and how we can appreciate a place like this. As a child, I never knew this. I never knew that there were great parks, great places, great theaters. But we're going to change that. As we cycle out of COVID, we're going to cycle out of a place where we're going to end the inequalities that left too many people behind. And I'm excited about this venture, and I'm excited about the many more that we're going to do. There's something special about New York, something special about New York. And once we turn around this city, just as a few miles from here, we did it on 9/12 after we were attacked, we're going to do it again. COVID is not terrorism, but it brought terror. We lost loved ones, businesses closed, our babies was unsure about their education. But we got up on 9/12 and we're going to get up again. There's something about New York strong. And I know what we can do and what we're capable of in our resiliency. We see it over and over again. The country is watching us. The way goes New York, goes to America. The way goes America, goes the globe. We have the right leadership in the state, we have the right leadership in the city, and our lawmakers in Congress, and we have the right leadership here at Google. You did not flee. You did not flinch 1 inch when you decided you're going to continue to expand. And I sent a message to everyone. So I thank you. I thank you over and over again. And when history looks back and we search greatness, Google's going to come up. Thank you.